And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 15th episode of the Crypto Bull. Today, we are going to make a technical analysis of legacy network. How are we going to do this? Well, as per usual, we will be taking a look at the historical value of the coin project itself. We are going to take a closer look at the social media, website, and news articles. We shall try to find some technical documents like the white paper or somewhere a technical explanation and analyze a little bit the consensus protocols, the, technology on which it relies on. Naturally, that's blockchain, but the consensus protocols, the proof, Anyway, losing my words here, damn it. No. Let's just begin. So legacy network. I'm going to start sharing my screen here. There we go. I make use of CoinGecko. Naturally, a website like CoinMarketCap has the same functionalities. So legacy network ranked number 450 based on total market cap. Put in full screen, my apologies. There we go. So what do we see here? Legacy network, 600,000 of USD dollar, an uptick of 5.6% in the last 24 hours. See, there's a dedicated website, Legacy network. I'm already going to click on it for later use. Explorers, Etherscan Explorer. So this implies it is a token being built and making use of the Ethereum blockchain. I see there's a contract here. I'm going to open up tokensniffer.com. That's a specialized tool or website, as you will, by which it can compare projects built on Binance or Ethereum network and start comparing code. This is one of the things I tend to use to see if it's a scam project or legitimate, based on a quick analysis of the hard code, I'm going to say. So we'll be using that later on. I see two communities, Twitter, Telegram, tags, tokens. So not much information here. Circulating supply, I can see here. So there seems to be a limited cap. More on that later. Those are trading volumes, price, sorry. So in entire uptick since the last 30 days, not bad. This is the graph in the last 24 hours. Little dip here for some reason. A bit weird, but naturally, like I said, I'm always more interested in the total value of total historical run of the token, and I see immediately here incepted August 2020. Nice date there. So it is almost 1 year old. So when it concerns investing, to me, that's not immediately a project I'm going to invest in based on that amount of time. By reason, I uphold the general rule to only invest in projects which are more or less 3 to 4 years old and listed on the exchange, so that it has a nice historical run that I can more fully analyze. So this one is up and coming to 1 year, incepted somewhere August 20th. Now, the good news is, up until now, the entire value is in uptick. So that's a general trend here, I can tell. I'm going to quickly compare it. Value towards BTC. BTC is in yellow, so yeah. I've seen better graphs here compared to Ethereum. Better performing than Ethereum, but less than US dollar, than Bitcoin. So any case, so that's the max. Yearly basis, probably same trend. Last couple of months, uptick, 3 months, 30 days, 14 days, 7 days. And when it concerns the last 24 hours, in slight uptick. So that's actually a very positive point when it concerns value. Like I mentioned in my own course, the Crypto Bull, I mentioned that if the value is always in uptick, that's a very good coin to hold over a longer period of time. However, with that, I imply that it must have a much longer run than 1 year or several months, but more likely several years, so 2 to 3 years. In constant uptick, that's optimal. However, I dare say this current time, not all too bad. Its value for the risk takers seems to be quite positive. Naturally, this probably also has to do with the current bull run market, which started somewhere mid 2020. So yeah, it was incepted at that date and it really took off. Well, the current bull run for Bitcoin and the entire crypto market, October 2020. So this might be, well, this probably is a result of the bull run. So it's one of the reasons why I'm not going to say invest in it based on historical value alone. By reason, well, it still has to prove its merit and how it reacts during first, like they call it, super cycle, when there's a bearish market in general and bullish market, and how it performs by then. But in any case, it's looking positive. These are, I'm going to click these away. Exchanges where it's traded on. Wiki, never heard of it. Uniswap version 2 and Bilaxi. So on these three it's available. About Legacy Network coin, not all too much detail here. So price quite low, up in the last 24 hours. Circulating supply of 12 billion legacy coins and a max supply of 100 billion. Those are actually quite high numbers, though based on the circulating supply, there might be, well, the ratio tends to be quite good. So probably within the next years, circulating supply will increase. I only wonder why so much coins are available, and I'm actually wondering what Legacy Network is about, by reason I haven't got much information here, except for knowing that it's a token. So how do we go about? Well, I want to learn more, so I'm going to visit the official website, which I clicked open earlier on. Mainnet Supernova is a layer 1 proof of stake decentralized network. Okay, so it's a network. Positive point makes use proof of stake, which implies there's a good amount of scalability possible. Supernova mainnet handles 10,000 transactions per second at an average cost of a transaction. So it seems to be about financial transactions here. A network dedicated to it, from what I can tell. So let's see here, is a DPoS. So DPoS, what's shown here on screen, actually means delegated proof of stake. Just say proof of stake. Delegated is a special, how to say, well, aspect to proof of stake, whereby certain voting rights are reserved for certain amount of miners or nodes, I'm going to say. We say with industry-leading transaction speed and flexible utility. That's marketing talk, like I like to call it. Compared to what? Don't see any comparison here. It's running on the Libertas protocol. Going to be honest, never heard of it. Aims to be the most decentralized DApp blockchain in the world. If the guys watching this from Legacy Network, I'm going to advise either say decentralized application blockchain or simply the most just put in decentralized application, because what you're telling here is decentralized application blockchain in the world, so you're putting it in double. This isn't really correct, so little typo there. Let's continue. Bring true decentralization with DPoS by implementing the Libertas protocol to the governing body system of governance. Okay, that's actually a little bit of a brain fart, like I like to call it. When you're using DPoS, so delegated proof of stake, you're automatically implementing a certain protocol towards the governing body, so towards the nodes who are running the network. So this is a little bit, well, confusing, I'm going to say, but probably there's a reason to it. And like I said, Libertas protocol, never heard of it, so might be wise to put in a hyperlink there with little explanation. By splitting up the 27 gigabytes into 3 branches, limiting power of each, and introducing terms of governance system, no single large token will be able to gain an unbalanced amount of power. So what they're saying here, well, they're dividing their network and introducing terms of governance system. They're trying to, well, avoid centralization, but this is actually, well, except for the marketing derp explanation here, it is confusing and not all too clear. So it seems as if they are trying to impressing investors like myself, or confusing, like myself, people with a more technical background. But for that, that's a positive point they put in the white paper. I'm going to click on it next. First, looking up. Last phase of testing, okay. There's a block explorer, okay. Designed to make it use legacy network. It's an automated liquidity provider. They are built on the Ethereum network, but also make use of the legacy network. Oh yeah, that's their own. Okay, so it's a network built on a network. Sorry, made a mistake there. True liquidity protocol are defined by smart contracts. So yeah, this implies probably related. You can select it here. So the sentence, instead tokens are exchanged through liquidity pools that are defined by smart contracts, implies the relationship towards decentralized finance, or DeFi. However, I'm getting slightly worried here by reason. I'm not going to say that it can probably be a scam, but this, well, pertains with creating liquidity through decentralized applications, and you can easily make money. Well, there's an opening to make money, and that the developers can make a run with the money. So, well, that's how I interpret it. Might be something else, but like I said, going to look up the white paper, perhaps things will become more clear. Legacy and USDL powering the network as an ERC token to be readily available on Supernova mainnet. Okay, so it started out as an ERC20 token, so it was built on the Ethereum network, but will move towards its own blockchain, LRC20. Okay, that clears up quite a lot. Bridge towards Ethereum will remain open for multi-chain purposes. The same accounts for USDL. Okay, so it seems they are developing their own network as an alternative to Ethereum, as a viable alternative, but in the meantime, they are building on the Ethereum network. Okay, that clears a few things up. So that's crypto market comparison year to date. So yeah, that's almost the same graph. It's on, powered by CoinGecko, actually. Look at Travella with Legacy and USDL. Okay, so little side information. Travella is a website whereby you can book vacations and trips and pay them with cryptocurrency. So in future-wise, legacy tokens or future coins can be used to, well, buy your vacation there. I'm going to get all deeper into it. These seem to be like the title here, but from what I can tell, these are associates, so the places where they are being mentioned, as I saw CoinGecko, Travala, Ferro Network, Biki, that's CoinMarketCap, and Uniswap, so 6 players here. Oh, and there we have it. You can have support as the white paper. I'm going to get back up, and let's analyze the white paper here. It's dark. Introduction, abstract, fork, purpose, focus on community, development, token release schedule, architecture, core, storage, blockchain. So there seems to be, well, it looks quite extensive. So I'm going to skip over a few things. Just scrolling down. So introduction to scalability issues of, so they talk about Tron. So it seems they are slightly based off Tron and Ethereum. Upgrade the original concept of POE to a delegated proof of stake, that's correct, which utilizes 27 super representatives to produce blocks for the network. Parties are able to hold large amounts of the network's currency to gain heavy influence in the ecosystem. That's one of the flaws of using proof of stake, that's true. That's one of the reasons why I say that proof of stake when building a cryptocurrency is one of the worst consensus protocols to have. However, if you are building a platform like Tron, like Polkadot, proof of stake is actually a viable consensus protocol. By reason, well, you are going to need some centralization with the core developers in order to implement upgrades and updates. So can be quite important. So yeah. So 27 super representatives, blah, blah, blah. The origin comes on decentralization could revert back to a centralized model. That's correct. Inherent to proof of stake, like I said. DP is the best model for decentralizing a blockchain while still building network immutability as technology advances. It's true. So they're basing or bashing on Tron a little bit, since we're decided by how many token a voter has. Larger accounts continue to influence the network more than people who own very few. That's correct. By implementing the Libertas protocol, to the SR system of governments, by splitting up the 27 SRs into 3 branches. Okay, that's what a Libertas is about. So with delegated proof of stake, like Tron uses, they mention here, look, the nodes themselves, the super nodes, the 27 super nodes of Tron, well, they might have variable voting rights, and all depends on the amount of tokens which are being staked. They say here we are going to fix this by implementing a protocol called Libertas and splitting up the super nodes into 3 branches of limited power each, and well, yeah, introducing new terms to the governance system, so to the nodes themselves. So this implies that, well, someone who stakes a lot of coins does not automatically have much more rights. His power is going to be limited with the upgrades, updates, or votes he can cast. So that's what it is about. Yeah, actually, this sentence clears up most of the confusion I had when watching and looking up the website. So probably might be wise that they copied this part and put it on the website themselves. For purpose, legacy will begin as a fork of the Tron blockchain. Okay. So governments, so identical to Tron, with just major differences laying in a system of governance. Strength of a community, blah blah blah. Focus on community. So yeah, that's a little bit marketing. Team, Justin Wow. We've got team members here. Tom Ruloffs, marketing advisor Umer Hussein, Vinod Kumar. There are immediate links here. Can I click them? Probably not. But okay, it's fine seeing there's team with names. For once, I'm not going to click on it unless I see some negative points here. And in that case, I'm going to check up on the team. Now, people who want to further investigate the project itself, I'm going to advise click on the social media links, copy paste them, and see if indeed on their social media profiles they are associated to the project itself. Most important, the project manager, team leaders, blockchain developer here. Almost all team members being mentioned here. Do so. You can do all of them. You can at random pick 2 or 3, look it up and see if those profiles aren't fakes or if there isn't a mention, because I had it once before in a previous live stream where the guys already mentioned, like, I'm not associated with that project, it's a scam. So do so. I'm not going to do it right now, but it's already a positive point. It's being, well, their developers are being mentioned in the white paper. I haven't seen. I'm going to take a quick peek back. Pre-staking news about, probably on about, if they are being mentioned on their website itself. Okay, they are being mentioned, so you can put a face on it. That's positive. As a matter of fact, I'm simply going to do it like that. So, this seems okay. LinkedIn profile. I'm just going to take a quick peek at its Twitter. Yeah, sorry, it's in Dutch. I'm normally Dutch speaking. Not all too many followers. What a shame. But when it concerns interaction, the amount of followers, he retweets a lot. But that only underlines the importance that it might be legit. Legacy network. I'm already going to take a quick peek at her Twitter. 12,000 followers approximately. Amount of likes are low, but considering the amount of people following them, I'm going to say, yeah, it's legit. It's legit. I've seen people with 100k followers having less likes, less interaction. Though 3 responses, 738. A lot of likes and retweets, but not all too much interaction, it seems. So yeah, let's wait. Also going to do it with this guy. Yeah, you're going to click it away. Do it at your own leisure, I'm going to say. Just this guy. It's odd. So he's being mentioned as lead developer or CEO, but there seems to be no measure here where it concerns legacy network, which is odd for a lead developer. Main art, so he's busy with NFTs and with a lot about Ethereum. Okay, here's a retweet about legacy network. Probably hired for it. Purely as a developer. So okay, he's associated, but let's fork Tron. Oh, 11th August 2020. Have to look ahead from the dates. So in the past, it seemed he was quite active, but has development stopped? I don't know, but it's a bit weird here. I don't see the lead developer still actively promoting the network itself. The business development, let's take a quick peek. Yeah, okay, LinkedIn. I'm going to take a look there. Twitter. That refers back to the about. Not good, man, not good. Core team, art director, regulatory. There are a few issues I'm having here. Website might need a rebuild because there are names being associated, but all in all, tends to link back towards the website. So that links or referrals. This raises questions. Not entirely trustful here. So yeah, let's continue with the white paper. Release schedule, 33% on release with private sales series A and B and exchange. So developers take a cut on the team. 50% to year 3 and burn remaining 33. Simple of the team handing over the credit to the community and helping the investors. So at this moment, they are still holding the token itself. So this also illustrates my importance, why I say to always look at a project with a run of about 3 to 4 years by reason, and this is a natural schedule, I'm going to say, that I have encountered in previous projects, both online, offline, with the roadmaps, the burning of the project and the development, where burning is implied a few years after initial launch. If the burning does not occur, this means you are actually dealing with a long-winded scam. Those are still possibilities. However, during bull runs, the scams and rug pulls tend to be much shorter. So like incepted 2 to 3 months ago, big money to be made, and then suddenly the rug is being pulled or simply the plug being pulled. So we will have to see in about 2 or 3 years if this project is valid, if there's still active development and not something which will crash and burn like other projects which were incepted in the previous bull run of 2017, which had good ideas, wanted to act as worthwhile alternatives, but simply crashed and burned because there was loss of interest and, bad development, bad publicity, and it was a failure to adapt. And those coins are still around, probably having a small revival here, but when looking at a larger scale of things, simply are dead. So they had their peak and flatlined afterwards. So we'll have to see with this one. So legacy network roadmap, exchange listing, Uniswap, legacy testnet. So within 2 years' time, they're going to initiate their mainnet. So it's still in the testing phase. So for that alone, if you're a risk taker and considering the historical value as mentioned here, it looks promising. Short-term gains, you can probably make some money, but for long-term holding, going to keep on being slightly negative here, especially by reason there are promises of trying to burn the tokens in 2 or 3 years' time, which leaves open the possibility for a possible rug pull. So I'm not entirely convinced. It's a bit too risky for my taste, and I wouldn't bet on it unless I was involved with development and the community itself. So that's the architecture. That's how it works. So programming languages, protocol, core storage, how it works. So yeah. Positive point, I love seeing the white paper available. There has been some work put into it, so this makes it semi-legitimate in my view, so it gives it good credits. That's what I like to see. Come out of it. So back towards CoinGecko. I promised to talk a little bit about the contract. I'm going to use. Technically, I do not want to use this, but there are a few issues like the burning, etc., which raise doubts, and I've got to admit here. Yeah, so I put in their copy of the contract, and it's going to, how to say, search the entire blockchain of Ethereum at this point. It is an Ethereum contract, and see if there's something alike and or differentiate. So it's a verified contract source, that's positive. No pre or similar token contracts. There were highly similar contracts deployed, so it might be, yeah, it's like they say here, client contracts may indicate a low quality token unless there exists an offering other than the token itself. Okay. So it does not contain a proxy contract, does not contain a plausible contract. In that case, we can continue looking here. Those are all the contracts which are alike. Good thing is, this deviates a little bit from the SafeMoon special I did a few weeks ago. The SafeMoon special, I immediately had a separate indication here, 2 contracts deployed before SafeMoon, which were tagged as being a possible scam, rug pull, or, well, untrustworthy project. In this case, it's missing. However, there are a few contracts here which are alike. So Ask Token, Core DeFi, Buy Sell Pajama, these are all identical. Good or not, I dare not say. However, what I dare say is that this actually decreases my trust in the project itself. By reason, well, it's a copy of a copy of a copy. So in a certain sense, does this devaluate the project itself? It isn't something unique, it's just a carbon copy, an alternative trying to make it out to be something new. Positive, negative, I dare not say. There are promises they are going to deviate and further develop and start their own network. But from what I can tell, all these, and naturally from the white paper, from what I could tell, these are all about DeFi, especially this one, but trading and selling and speedy transactions. So isn't looking all too good suddenly. So I'm having my doubts about this project. Now, does this dequalify the project? Not at all, but I'm very wary here, and this actually adds up to my distrust about the network itself. Just saying that you can do with this information that I've been told, say whatever you want, but to me this is a big red flag to be slightly to be untrusting of the project. But let's continue. Community Twitter. Not too many communities, it seems, at minimal cost. So it's really about payment network here. That's all I can tell. And in itself, it isn't something really mind-blowingly new. It's from what I can tell, it seems to be incepted on the DeFi revolution, like I dare say. So, trying to catch the hype train on everything concerning decentralized finance. So, speedy transactions, decentralized exchanges, decentralized networks, etc., etc., etc. They're growing, yes, because DeFi, even though I don't see it appearing that often in my And there we are again. Sorry for the interruption. So where was I? So yeah, I'm going to take a quick look. Twitter, Telegram, especially Telegram, not all too many. Small, international mainnet launch. Q3, so Telegram channel seems to be quite active. One minute is live, so there's promises. Some memes, so Telegram seems to be the most active one. Close this one down. This all it can be told about the community. There has to be more. Sorry, wrong screen. I'm going to take a quick peek at Legacy Network. Once again, their main website. There's something more that I can tell you. Okay, community almost non-existent. Those articles aren't updated at all. So it seems that I can already conclude my broadcast here. So I'll have to conclude. Legacy Network, while it seems promising on paper, especially when considering its historical value, the execution itself doesn't seem to be all that good. Tends to ride the wave on the DeFi revolution, like I said, but bringing anything new to the table or anything else really is lacking. Community is limited towards Twitter and Telegram, and although Telegram is quite active, well, community is practically non-existent. However, like mentioned, it is a quite new project, incepted August 2020. So it needs some time to grow, especially when considering the white paper, where a token burn was planned for within 2 to 3 years. So I'd say keep an eye out on this one. Risk takers when it concerns investing, do your job. You can probably make some money with it. For long-term holding like myself, long-term holders like myself, I'm actually distrustful, also because of the, well, token sniffer where similar contracts were found, luckily not indicated as rug pulls or scams, but nonetheless it devalues the token a little bit. So from what I can tell, its historical value here is but an indication of following the crypto market trends. That's all I can say about it. So yeah, hope you guys learned something new about this episode, and hope to see you guys soon in the next one. Bye.